Couch Commanders is back.
Couch Commanders is back at you for another episode. My name is Eric from Sex on the Beach, and this is Matt.
Hello, Matt. I'm in a group called Cheat Codes. Check us out.
Yeah, man. We're here. We're doing it again. This is episode... What episode are we on now? I feel like we're on episode...
3, 4, something like that.
Three or four. And we've got a lot of fun things planned for today. Well, at least I have a lot of fun things planned, and you have a lot of fun things planned as well.
I'm more just reaction at this point.
Yeah,
That's
you
like
know?
my job.
Yeah, you're just a reacting guy. If you're joining us here on TikTok right now, my name is Eric from Sex on the Beach, and I'm here with my friend Matt. We are doing a bunch of games, a bunch of hangs. You know how the Couch Commanders do it. We just
I like
sit
to
here.
call them events.
Events. We've got a series of events. We've got some games. We've got some advice. We have an advice section. There's 2 questions I have for you, and we'll chime in on some advice. We'll start with the games, and then we'll go to some articles and some current events, things that are happening in this world. But I think we should get it started. So if we're gonna get it started, I said we start with the games, right? So
A series of unfortunate events.
a series of unfortunate events. Guys, if you're joining us here on TikTok, thank you for joining us. We are here for the Couch Commanders podcast. We're going to be having some fun. So, okay, first game. It's just a basic game of Would You Rather.
Okay, I like this. I'm pretty good at this, you know.
I feel like Would You Rather has become like, you know, it's become kind of a staple for the podcast.
You know what it is? It's people have too many choices now in life.
Yeah, you know? But I'm going to do some crazy questions for this Would You Rather because I'm on Reddit.
Oh, wow.
And there's a whole Would You Rather thread on Reddit.
Reddit is like the original brain rot, and now it's TikTok.
Now it's TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, Angie, thanks for liking the live. Please share this with your friends. We're going to be playing some Would You Rather. Okay, here we go. First Would You Rather question. Would you rather eat a strange red berry or sleep in a cave with big spiders?
Okay, so I'm assuming the red berry, it could be poisonous. I have no idea.
You don't know. It's a
taking
strange red
gamble.
berry. It's a strange red berry.
But on the flip, the spiders could be poisonous.
That's also true. But here's the thing, like you have to sleep, do you know what I mean? Like you have to sleep with the spiders. So for me, if I'm like sleeping with the spiders, I don't know, bro. I think I might go for the red berry, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think I'm going red berry. And, you know, what's the percentage of berries that are red that could kill you?
We should Google that.
Yeah,
Hold on. Let's see.
because I'm curious.
How many berries are actually poisonous? It's a good question. This is a good question. Let's see. It says, generating. Wow, there's an AI on Google now. That says there's many.
How many of them are red? That's the question.
There's many. I don't know. It says there's many. There are many poisonous berries. I don't know. I feel like I'd still go for the berry though. I like my chances, to be honest.
If you're just going pure survival mode, you know, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Go for a berry.
Okay, ready? Next one.
And
super simple. Sorry.
Just before we move on from the
go for it.
berries,
Go for it.
too,
Go for it.
I think my mindset goes to 1, it's going to be over pretty quick. You eat the berry,
Yeah.
you're going to know within a couple minutes if you're sick or not.
That's a good point.
The spiders, it's like an all-night torture.
Yeah, and then you got to sleep with the spiders. You got to, I don't know. To me, you probably won't sleep, right? Also, because you're going to be surrounded by spiders. But if the berry is poisonous, like, you're probably going to die pretty quick.
And if it's basically, even if the chances are higher that you survive with the spiders,
Yeah.
do you want to go through all that pain?
No, probably not.
The torturous pain.
No, probably not. It's
sleeping
too
with
much.
spiders.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's the mental. It's like the mental is almost more than the physical.
Yeah. Just put me out of my misery, you know?
Make it quick. Make it a quick death.
Make it a quick death, totally. Okay, cool. Next question. Very simple. TikTok, please do not be afraid to chime in. Okay, ready? Here's a tough question. This one's actually kind of hard. It's very simple, but I think it's hard. Would you rather be a cat or a dog?
Oh, okay. What? Come on. I'm going to be a dog. Let's go.
That's a tough question, man. I'm telling you.
Beloved by all.
But cats be kind of beat to their own drum. They can do what they want a little more, I think.
I think if you're a cat, you have to hold your own. You're territorial. You have to mark your territory. You have to be in a bad mood all the time.
But the thing is, I think dogs need their owners. Cats are like full autonomy. Cats don't need their owners.
You know, we all need love sometimes.
This is where we're different.
Wow, I didn't realize you're a cat person.
But the thing is, I'm not really a cat person. But I think I would rather be a cat than be a dog.
This might be the end of our friendship.
This might be the end of it.
This is where we draw the line.
Oh my God. Okay. Ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Okay. Would you rather? Wow, this one's actually pretty crazy. I don't even know how you're gonna feel about this one. Would you rather have eyes in the back of your head or be able to taste with your fingers?
Wow. I'm gonna go eyes in the back of my head because you didn't say I don't have eyes in the front. So now I just have extra eyes. Sick.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you really need extra taste buds?
No, I mean, like, I feel like if I'm like just like touching things, I'm like, but like I feel like that's like kind of a bad thing too, though. It's like if I'm like walking up and I'm like, I grab like my laptop, I'm just gonna like taste metal.
Yeah, imagine you're really into a girl. You're really feeling her. She just tastes salty. She tastes like crap.
It's like, no way. Like, I'm good.
Now it's just over.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Whereas before, you're kind of eased into that level of intimacy, you know? You like her personality. She looks cute. She smells nice. And now you're like, okay.
You work your way into it. You know, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm attracted to her aura, her scent. You know what I mean? All those things.
Now you're on first date. Hey, I'm Eric. Shake her hand.
And you're like, she tastes like salt. No,
she tastes
man.
sour.
Yeah, I could never do that. Okay, ready? Okay. Would you rather have a magic van that can teleport you anywhere you want, in time travel anywhere you want, or a magic ring that when it touches a book, you absorb all the knowledge inside?
Read that one more time.
Would you rather have a magic van that can teleport you anywhere you want and time travel anywhere you want, or a magic ring that when it touches a book, you absorb all the knowledge inside?
This one's so tough because you know what it reminds me of? The Magic School Bus.
Yeah, Magic School Bus was so lit.
And you travel in time. I mean, can you get out? Can you observe? Can you make a bet?
But the Magic School Bus, man, that was a wild ride.
Could you buy some stock and Google, like, what are the parameters of this time travel?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I would go for the book.
Wow, you want infinite knowledge.
Yeah, I think I want infinite knowledge. And here's the reason why. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's like, you can make so much money off the knowledge. Like, I feel like if I have the magic bus and I can go anywhere I want in time travel, I'd be like, wow, this is cool. But like,
but that was my parameter.
Is that monetized? Like, can I monetize that? You know what I mean?
That was my parameter. If I can get out of the bus, then I'm choosing the bus because I'm going to go out and make some bets. I'm going to buy some stock.
Yeah, but if you, I guess, I don't know. You know what I mean?
We both went money on this. Wow, we're just some greedy capitalist pigs over here.
Yeah, maybe. Dang, are we bad people?
Yeah, I think.
Are we bad people?
Are we the baddies?
Are we the problem?
I think we're the baddies.
Oh, here we go. This one's actually really, really good. Would you rather have an obsessive, insane person love you or hate you?
Oh, what? I don't understand why this is a stumper. I want them to love me. What do you mean?
Well, no, because then they could be like obsessive, like over like love. Like you can't like. I don't know, because the thing is, if they love you, then it could be like, hey babe, I'm going to work today,
and then they're sad,
and then they're mad, and then they do. People will do crazier things for love than they will for hate, I think. So I might actually go with hate you.
But if you know they're obsessively in love with you, they'll do anything for you.
I don't know. That's dangerous. It's too much pressure. If they hate me, at least there's no pressure.
Isn't it the opposite though? You know they're gonna love you no matter what. No pressure. I could be myself for once.
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Okay. Last would you rather question. Let me find one that's like really crazy. Let's see. Okay, here's a good one. Okay, this one's crazy. Would you rather change your gender every time you sneeze or not know the difference between a baby and a muffin?
Where did you find this one?
Dude, Reddit is a crazy place. Reddit is a crazy place. Would you rather change genders every time you sneeze or not know the difference between a baby and a muffin?
I'm going to go baby and a muffin. You know, and I'll just have to swear off muffins for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I'll
like,
just stick to donuts, I guess, so I don't accidentally eat a baby.
changing genders every time you sneeze sounds exhausting.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just going to swear off muffins and I'll eat bagels.
Yeah, just
Hey, and
Fuck
flip
it,
side,
bagel.
something just thought of it.
go.
If you can't tell the difference between a muffin and a baby, all of a sudden a baby's on a tight Spirit Airlines flight crying for 30 minutes straight.
It's a muffin.
It's a muffin. How could you be annoyed at a muffin?
Oh my God, it's a muffin. That is too funny. Wow.
So, Spirit Airlines is about to buy stock.
Yeah.
Buy stock
Yeah.
now. Their
Buy
stock
stock.
is going up. All the
Muffins
muffin,
are in.
all the muffin people.
All the muffin people are in. Wow. Okay, and that concludes our first Would You Rather segment.
Wow, good job.
First game.
Very
First
good
game.
job.
Okay. Now this next game we've played before. Okay. It's called Same Word.
This is your favorite game.
This is my personal favorite game. Okay. You know how it goes. We
You've
say
been-
the word and
you've
we
been
try to
prac-
say the same word. It's very simple.
You've been practicing.
Yeah, I already got one.
Okay, run down the rules one time
Okay.
real quick.
So it's very, very simple. In the game, same word. We both say a word. It'll be 1, 2, 3, the word. When you say the word, you have to see, okay, we have to go until we get the same exact word. So if I say hat and you say bandana, we're pretty close. So we think about hat, bandana. Okay, which one? What's going to be the culmination of those two words? And then we'll be like, headwear or
It's
whatever.
basically how in sync are you?
How in sync are you with your friend?
I think last time we got 2 or 3.
It was 2 last time,
Wow.
which was that I think is going to be impossible to beat. But
Never say never.
if you never try, you never know. If you never try, you never know. So, are you ready? Same word.
I'm ready.
Do you have your word?
Yep, I got my word.
Okay, ready? So it'll be 1, 2, 3 in the word. 1, 2, 3. Broken.
Pasta.
Okay, broken in pasta. Ooh, that's tough.
This is a pretty wide gap.
Broken in pasta? Okay. I think I got one.
All right, you ready?
Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Italian. What?
I said hat. You said broken.
Yeah, I
Oh.
know. But I said Italian.
Where the hell did you get broken from?
Oh, because this is broken on my hat. I thought you were going to say broken.
Your hat doesn't say broken.
No, it says broken. Isn't it broken promises?
No.
Oh, it's not this
Look,
one.
look what it says. It doesn't say broken at all.
What does it say?
It says forbidden flowers.
Oh, dang it. I thought this was that other brand. All right, sorry. My apologies.
I thought my hat said broken. So now you just threw the whole thing off.
It's all off. It's all off. It's all off. Okay. So we have Italian and hat.
Yep.
Oh, God. Italian hat.
Okay, you ready?
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Fedora.
Sombrero.
We were really close, though. We were really close. Okay. Fedora and sombrero.
Okay, I got one.
Hold on. I got to think about this. Fedora and sombrero. Oh, bro. I don't know. Fedora, sombrero. Okay. All right. I think I got it.
Okay, cool. You ready?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Beanie.
Cowboy. Oh, dang.
Thinking of cowboy hat?
Yeah, I was thinking like cowboy hat. Beanie and cowboy. Oh, God. We're on some headwear tip right now, and it's not good.
in the worst way.
Cowboy and beanie. Do you have one?
No.
Cowboy and beanie.
Okay, we got this.
Do you have one? No.
Not really, but we got it.
Have one. This game is so hard. Oh my god,
torture.
This game is so hard. Cowboy and beanie. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I think so.
All right.
Okay,
I'm
ready?
I got mine.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Skater.
Boots.
That would have been a good one. Okay, skater and boots. Okay. Okay. Maybe we could get this one. Skater and boots. Okay. Possible.
All right.
Highly unlikely though. Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Nike.
Skateboard.
Okay, Nike and skateboard. Nike and skateboard.
All right, let's take a break real quick because I lost my camera.
And we are back.
We're back.
We're back. How's everybody feeling?
Doing good. My camera went down for a second.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. What were our words again?
Skateboard and Nike.
Skateboard and Nike. Okay, skateboard and Nike. Guys, please help me in this chat. Skateboard and Nike. We're looking for the same word. What do you guys think? Skateboard and Nike. Drop them. Comment it. Because I'm like literally stumped right now. Skateboard and Nike.
Okay, I got one.
All right, ready?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
Jordans.
Kickflip. Ooh, that could have been a good one, but it doesn't get us any closer. Kickflip and Jordan doesn't help me at all. It's not an obvious one. Kickflip Jordan.
Okay, I got a good one.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
You think it's the one?
I don't know if it's the one, just the word that came to my head.
Kickflip and Jordans. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Tony
Shoelace. Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk and shoelaces.
I'm sure Tony Hawk had shoelaces. At one
Yeah,
point.
maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Let's think. Tony Hawk. Okay. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
BMX.
Video games. Okay. BMX video game. I don't know what BMX.
I got one.
Do you know a BMX video game?
I know a word that came to mind.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Tony
X
Hawk
Games.
Pro Skater 1.
Oh my God.
X Games is good.
X Games. X Games and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. We're not even on the same word anymore. We're not even playing the game anymore.
How many words are we supposed to do?
I think we lost.
Okay. I guess we'll move on.
Yeah, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Yes. There it is. Oh, guys. Okay, cool. This next one is called the 1 second song challenge.
My favorite. I did really good last
You
time.
did really good in this one last time. Okay. In the 1 second song challenge, it's very simple. I play 1 second of a song and you have to guess what the song is. Now, they are songs, and the name of this playlist is songs everyone knows the lyrics to. So this should be pretty self-explanatory.
But how many of these songs start with the lyric?
It's a good question. Very good question.
Probably not a lot.
Very few. Very, very, very few. So I'm going to play you 10 songs. Your last time you got 9 out of 10. But we're going to see if you can get 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, guys, okay? Wish me luck.
Here we go. First song. gave you a little more than 1 second on that one.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say "Treasure" by Bruno Mars.
That is correct. That is correct. Well done. Well done.
Is that an alternate intro?
I thought it was gonna start with the bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
I
don't think I've ever heard that intro before. Trying to throw me a curveball.
I thought it was gonna start on that. Okay, ready? So you got that one. 1 for 1. Number 2.
Oops, I did it again by Britney Spears.
Incorrect. It's wrong.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You drive me crazy. Wow.
It's Baby One More Time. Not Oops, I Did It Again. Which is actually a very common mistake, believe it or not.
Do they start similar?
Banana. I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's see. Bam, bam. Not banana.
I guess the sound was similar back in the day.
Yeah, it's the orchestra step.
It was a whole era, guys.
Wow, so you're already out. You're already down for the count.
No 10 for 10 for me today.
Dang. But okay, let's see. Let's see if you can still tie it. Let's see if you can still tie it.
The stakes.
I'll give you a couple easy ones. Get you back in it.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you go. There it is. There it is. Usher, baby. Usher, baby. Usher. 2 for 3. Okay.
I'm on a roll.
Okay.
I'm on a one song streak.
Okay. Okay. I like that one. That was good. That was good. Props to you. Okay, you ready? Next one. Sorry, that took too long.
The 1 second's just fading in the whole time.
Yeah, it's just a fade. Okay, here we go. Here's the real one. Wait, what? That's not even the real song. I don't know why I did that. That is so dumb.
You're doing musical theater on me now?
No. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. This is it. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay, it's Happy by Pharrell Williams.
That is correct. That is correct. Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Took me a second. I almost went Blurred Lines on that one.
Yeah.
I would have been very mistaken.
There you go. That was a good one. That was a good one. Well done. Okay. So you're 3 for 4. Okay, here we go. That's a good one. Ready?
I'm ready. This one's tough. You didn't get me a lot to go on that one.
I didn't give you much.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Macklemore.
It's correct.
Okay, and now I need to name.
But what is the name of the song? What is the name of the song? Hey.
Is it called Hold Us?
I'll give it to you. It's called Can't Hold Us.
Oh, okay, yeah. You gotta give me that.
I'll give it to you. It's called Can't Hold Us.
Can't hold us.
And the ceiling can't hold us. Can we go back? This is the moment.
Shout out Ray Dalton.
Shout out Ray Dalton. What a voice on that guy.
Doesn't get enough love for that song.
What a voice on that guy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're what? 4 for 5.
Something like that.
4 for 5. Here we go. Next one.
Yeah, yeah.
What song is it?
You are
my fire, the one.
I'm going to go ahead and say Tell Me Why by Backstreet Boys.
You know that's not the name of the song.
Ain't nothing but a party.
Tell me why.
I want it that way.
I want it that way. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Took me a second.
5 for 6. 5 for 6. 5 for 6. Okay. Here we go.
I didn't come with my A game today, guys.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. Next
Sloppy.
one. But you know what? To be fair, I am doing a little bit harder. I'm doing harder
I will
ones.
say this is the era of songs where they could have had 3 different titles.
Yeah, that's true. There was a lot of lyrics in there.
There's a lot of like titles with parentheses with another title.
That's fair. It's fair. Ready? Next one.
Okay, I know it's One Direction. Shout out One Direction.
Shout out One Direction. Rest in peace, Liam Payne.
I'm going to go ahead and say That's What Makes You Beautiful.
Correct. What makes you beautiful?
Yes. You're insecure. Don't
know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. oil. Don't need makeup to cover up. Okay, so you are on 6 for 7. You're 6 for 7. Let me find you. Okay, this is a good one. 6 for 7. Ready? Next one.
Let's go. I'm ready. Crazy Train.
Wow, well done. Boom boom.
Okay, but
Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom.
is it Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah, it is Ozzy Osbourne.
It's not Black Sabbath?
No, it's not.
Okay, Ozzy Osbourne. That's
Ozzy
my guess.
Osbourne. Yeah, I'll give it to you. 6 for 7. Wait, so 6 for 7. Or is that 7 for 8?
I lost count.
Yeah, I know. We'll say you're 6 for 7. Okay, so you got 3 more. Okay.
Heating up, heating up.
Okay, this is a good one. I'm giving you 1 chord. If you don't know this, our friendship is as good as dead. Here we
Is it
go.
a 7th chord?
No, it's not. Here we go.
I heard the little extras in
Yeah,
there.
I know.
It's Baby, Justin
Baby
Bieber.
by Justin Bieber. Well done. Well done. Well done. Guys, if you're joining us here on TikTok, my name is Eric from Sex on the Beach, and that is Matt from Cheat Codes. We are doing a podcast called Couch Commanders. The advice section is coming up next, so please drop it in the chat. If you guys need advice on anything in your life, we're going to be chatting about it. Please if you guys need advice, throw it in the chat. You got 2 more. You've got 2 more questions or 2 more songs. You're 7 for 8. You're 7 for 8. Okay, here we go. Ready? Dang, I really wanted to play One Time, Justin Bieber, but I'm not going to do it. Okay.
You plus me.
I'm going to tell you one time. Okay. This one's good. You might not get this one. If you do, I'll be surprised.
SOS, Rihanna. Oh, wait, hold on. Like, it's S&M. S&M, Rihanna.
S&M is correct. S&M by Rihanna. Well done.
I had SOS on the brain because I was watching Evan Bogart describe how he wrote SOS.
An amazing producer. I actually watched that too.
SOS.
Please someone help me. It's not healthy. Well done. Final one. Final song to tie your previous record. I want to find like a really... Oh, this one's good. Here we go. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Final one. Here it is.
It is Kiss Me Through the Phone by Soulja Boy.
That is incredible.
I didn't even need the... Baby,
you know that I miss you. I want to get with you, but I can't right now, and baby girl, and that's the issue. That's a good one.
We did it. Not as good as...
Well done.
Not
Well
as
done.
good as the last week, but
No, you still got the same amount.
I tried.
You still got the same amount. Okay. That concludes our game portion of this podcast. Everybody give it up. Everybody give it up. Guys, we're moving on to the advice section now. So please drop stuff in the chat. And if you just have any opinions on some of this advice, I've got 2 questions already pre-prepared, and they both have to do with relationships.
Of course.
They both have to do with relationships.
You're basically a relationship guru at this point.
You know, I feel like I like to think that I'm the friend that people go to, and they're like, hey, Eric, I need relationship advice. So I've got a pair of questions here for us. Now, I won't say any names, but I feel like there's a lot of breakups going on right now. A lot of breakups and a lot of makeups are happening right now. Okay?
Who's breaking up?
Lots of people.
What did I miss?
Everyone's breaking up. It's cuffing season, you know? It's cuffing season. So, okay, first question. What is the best way to get over a breakup?
Well, you have to rip the Band-Aid off. You got to go no contact, 0 contact.
Yes, I'm very pro no contact.
You depending on the situation, you might just have to block everything. You basically have to shock your system into, this is what my life is like without this person.
Yep.
It's like having to have a new schedule of waking up early in the morning. It
Yep.
sucks for a couple days. You're
Yep.
tired. You feel like, I don't know what's going on. You don't have your bearings yet. And then your body adjusts in a couple days and you're like, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is normal life. I'm alive. I survived.
I think it really depends on the relationship. Obviously, like there's different types of, you know, ways of overcoming a breakup. But I think that the most important thing, like you said, is no contact. Because I think in the no contact period, what you do is you establish a boundary, right? That boundary is one of the most important things, especially in a breakup or in any relationship. Boundaries are the most important thing. But you do set that boundary, but then at the same time, you also create a place in which if you are meant to eventually get back together, right, you'll truly realize that both on your own, and you'll be like, okay, I want to make this work with this person. And you'll realize that separately. And then you can come back and have this sort of like healthy reunion and begin a new relationship, right? And you can dead that old relationship so you can start a new one. Now,
But how many of those do you know that ever work out? Or they have a break? Do you really believe in breaks?
no, I don't think breaks exist, but I do think no contact does, it does like make people wake up and like, oh wow, I want to be with this person. But then no contact, most of the time, I would say 99 to 95%, 95 to plus percent of the time, what it'll do is it'll help you forget the person.
I will say my advice is catered to the men out there.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, if you're holding your frame as a man, you have your life together, you have your job, you have the direction you're going in life, and the girl just doesn't want to be with you, then you have to work on yourself.
Yeah, totally.
And
totally.
she's not choosing you. So, you know, you don't want a partner that's she's in it this week, she's out next week, back and forth. If you're a guy who's in that situation, you're probably just better off ending it and just focusing on yourself for a while and finding someone who's more into you.
Totally.
And then if you're a girl, you know, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I think you we were talking about relationships because me and you always chat at length about relationships. And one of the things you said is pick the person that likes you the most. You said that you saw that somewhere. And I feel like that is some of the greatest advice that anybody can have in relationships. It's like your partner and the person that you're spending your time and sometimes life with, they got to like you. If they don't like you, then what are we doing here?
You know,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you're first starting dating and you can tell like someone's just into you from the jump and they're just all about you. And maybe you're playing the field a little bit because you're single and you're dating multiple people. And then you got these two other people who like, they're kind of reserved. Like they're waiting. They're playing a wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Right.
see if this person does X, Y, and Z or they meet my expectation. If you're getting that energy from the girl and you're the guy, nah, dude, pick the girl that's like
That likes
from the
you.
jump, like ready to go.
Yeah, pick the one that likes you.
Because
Because
you're gonna have more peace too.
yeah, it'll be a simpler relationship. It'll be like, okay, cool. Like we both like each other, you know? And it's like if the person's not 100% or all in, it's very unlikely that it's going to work, you know? But sometimes that's a hard decision. But easy decisions lead to a hard life, and hard decisions lead to an easy life. So it's one thing to think about.
Quick money leads to long-term problems.
It's also good. That's really good. Quick money leads to long-term problems, and long-term money leads to no problems.
Yeah, we're just making some
Now
stuff.
we're
on
just
the
now we're just
spot.
like spitting it. Okay, cool. Next question. Kind of piggybacking off of the last question, in a way. When one person no longer wants to be in the relationship, what is the best thing to do?
I mean, you just got to end it. So I think if you're a man who's leading the relationship and you pick up on that, then you should just end it. You know,
Right.
I think
Get ahead of it, you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a woman, then it's kind of a different situation. But you have to. I think it's harder for women to self-improve in their situations because they're not used to having to evaluate themselves. And if you find a self-aware woman, that's almost like a rare thing, more rare than a guy. So I think if you're in that position as a woman and you can actually ask yourself, like, why why are these lists of men not into me in a long-term setting? And you can actually find that answer. You're going to be better off. But I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I think like when somebody doesn't want to be in a relationship, it kind of goes back to that point of like, how can you have a successful relationship with a person that doesn't want to be with you? You know what I mean? But I think that like our emotions always get tied up in like, oh, like, but I think that people are like obsessed with the hope of something. It's like, oh, I hope we can, like, they'll stay with it and they won't let it go because they have the hope that it's going to work out. You know what I mean? And I think that that is one of the most dangerous things. It's like, if it's already quote unquote failed, then kind of what's the...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it depends if it's coming from the man or the woman, you know, because if you're coming from a woman and you're dealing with a guy who's kind of, he wants to commit, but he's not fully committing to you. He's probably just not financially there yet. Or he's just in his mind, he's like, oh, I'm going to have kids in like 5 to 10 years. And he's just trying to hold it off as long as possible.
Totally, of course.
And if that's the case, then he's probably looking at you as more of a casual thing.
Right.
So as a woman, you have to set different boundaries. Right. So that way you're not getting screwed over.
Yeah, and for what you want too. But I think there's a statistic. I don't know exactly what the statistic is, so don't quote me on this. But I'd say it's like the majority of. I could have swore it was like 90% of relationships are ended by women.
Yeah, it's like 80%.
Is that what it is? Yeah. So it's like there's a very, very oftentimes the girl is leaving the guy.
So like the marriage statistics, it's like 70 to 80% of the divorces are initiated by the wife.
Yeah, I believe that.
Right.
I believe that. I also think that guys are just like, they're more just like, oh, like, they're not like thinking in depth about, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not like, most men aren't like thinking in depth about the relationship. They're kind of just like, oh man, this is cool. And then like, that's the extent of it really.
The guys can have like a set it and forget it mindset.
Yeah, totally.
Like, cool, I did this thing. Cool, I finished college. I have my degree. Cool, I have my job. Mm-hmm. Cool, I have my wife. Then they're moving on to the next thing. Right. Of like, what problem do I need to solve in my life?
Right.
So if you're a guy and you've been in a marriage for 10 years and you just haven't thought about your wife because you're like, oh, I already solved that. I have a wife.
Right.
Then she's going to be like, I don't even feel like I know you anymore.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting also to think about like you know how a relationship evolves too, right? Like a relationship can change over time. Like marriage is like, people forget that like marriage is for life. Like it's the craziest thing. I was talking to one of my buddies about this the other day. You know what I mean? And it's like he's going through a little bit of a breakup, and it was more or less just about like I was like, dude, like your wife is not gonna like your wife is not going to be high and low. That's not what your wife is. Your wife is just steady and stable. Your partner is just steady and stable, you know? And it's like relationships can change. People can change. And that's when those things start to show, when things do start to change.
I think if you have a wife or a life partner and they're on the same page with you, like you have the program, you're leading them, and they're bought into your vision that you're laying out. Mm-hmm. And then as you grow in that relationship, whether it's a marriage, like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, if you just keep expanding that vision at every step of your guys' life, mm-hmm. then she's going to want to keep following you on that path. But if it becomes a thing where you guys have separate paths, or she's not bought into your vision, or she doesn't feel like you guys are even talking about where she wants to be involved in that vision or whatever, then all of a sudden you grow apart and she's like, well, I don't even want to.
Well, because want to be in this. Well, because she doesn't trust where you're going.
Yeah, or if she doesn't trust you. Yeah, exactly. If you're like broke and you're a loser, then she's gonna be like, "Well, this is what I bought into."
Yeah, right. It's like he sold me this thing, and then oh wow, he didn't do any of that. You know. So I think it's also that too. I think that that's also an important thing, is like setting proper expectations and working towards a goal to achieve something and achieve it together. You know, that creates a successful relationship. But yeah. There we go. Advice. The more you know, guys. The more you know. Brought to you by the Couch Commanders.
Couch Commanders.
The more you know. The more you know. Now, we're on to the final portion of this podcast, in which we talk about current events.
The best. Your favorite part.
I love this part, because this is the part where you prepared something for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I prepared things for you, and now you prepared something for me. Chris said absolutely to one of our points. So that must mean we know what we're talking about.
Well, okay. Shout out Chris.
Chris. Shout out Chris.
Well, since we're talking about relationships, I guess we can jump into there's a viral song that's been making its way around the internet. We do music.
We do a lot of music.
And we're talking relationships. And this song has to do with a relationship.
Wow.
So it might just be good.
No way.
Yeah, no way. It's like we queued this up.
Wow.
It's actually coincidence.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm curious to see your reaction. It went very viral. And it's almost like I'll just get your reaction first. And then we can discuss it. Because I don't want to give anything away.
Okay, I'm going to watch the screen. Here we go.
Oh, hold on. I actually need to connect the Bluetooth.
Oh, no. Wah, wah, wah. Bling, 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 bling. Guys, if you are joining us here on TikTok, my name is Eric from Sex on the Beach, and I'm here with Matt from Cheat Codes. We have a podcast called Couch Commanders, and we just went over a bunch of stuff. We talked relationships. We played some games, and now we're at the stage where we are going through current events, and Matt has prepared a song about relationships, but he's looking up the Bluetooth right now, so that's why I'm talking to you guys. But I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's enjoying their lives. Hope everybody's living, breathing, enjoying.
Okay.
He's ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
Wait, hold on. Hey, can I see the thing?
So yeah, we have a song this creator made.
Oh, there it is. Okay, cool.
She made it about a relationship.
Okay.
We're talking about her relationships, and maybe we can give her advice. I don't know, but it's going viral. People seem to love it. They love the authenticity.
Okay.
And, you know, you got to have a lot of vulnerability to make a song like this.
Okay, let's see it.
So here we go.
Imagine you live in LA with your boyfriend, and everything's going amazing till he says, babe, I want to move back to Texas to be closer to my dad. So you give up half of your career, quit your improv troupe and have a goodbye party. Take off months of work, deplete your savings to pay for movers and drive to Texas. So worth it for the love of your life that wants a future with you because he said so. So you spend a month waiting for your shit to arrive, and then another month moving in and building furniture and stuff, and you're so happy.
Oh, they're building furniture. Crazy.
Comes back from a family vacation.
Wow.
Sits on your couch, which just arrived in the mail, and hands you a note that says we have nothing in common. And we're
What?
incompatible. Oh no. How did I not notice this whole time? 3.5 years of happiness. We've been incompatible this whole time, and now we have nothing in common for 3.5 years. How did I not notice? Wow, what a surprise. Thank you for informing me that this whole time we had nothing in common. So you back up your car with whatever you can fit in it. Just kidding, you're crying too hard, so we have to pack it for you. And then you drive to Florida to live with your mom.
Wow.
Wow, that was incredible. Guys on TikTok, you couldn't hear that, but it was about a song about a girl that fell in love with a guy, and then they moved. Well, he wanted to move to Texas. She uprooted her whole life. They built furniture together, and then all of a sudden, while she's in Texas, she says, or she gets a message from her boyfriend or a note that's left for her boyfriend, and the boyfriend said, we're not compatible, and then they break up, and then she's like shit out of luck. Wow.
So I'm assuming she's a little bit younger than us.
Yeah, maybe.
Is this the state of
Early 20s, maybe.
Is this the state of millennial relationships? Just forever situationships, moving in together, cross state lines,
Yeah.
all for nothing, big wastes of time. But you get a viral song out of it.
Yeah. I mean, that is actually I think it's really cool that went viral. Obviously the song is like funny, you know? I think it's funny. I think it's genius. I think she's a genius. I think the way that it's edited is genius. I think it's all of the alien and the whole, like it's edited beautifully. And it's executed beautifully. You actually need to send that to me. I'm actually curious to like,
You're like, I want to put this in my playlist.
yeah, like I want to like send me that TikTok. I want to learn more about that girl. But I
I mean, Rolling Stone is writing about her. It's truly an internet moment.
Really? What's her name?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
I'll have to get back to you on that. Yeah, I don't know.
Her name is Sprightly.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's her artist name.
Cool. So okay, I will say this about that song. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. I think it's real and it's raw. And I think that the videos of her driving, the videos of all that, I think it's all amazing. And I think that that's kind of what is happening in a lot of relationships, you know? I think especially in this day and age, you see a lot of people moving in together, I think is like kind of like a new, maybe not a newer thing, but as we move more away from like traditional world, like you're seeing a lot of couples move in together.
Yeah. I mean, if marriage rates are like way down. So it's like if there's like a huge portion of the population that's like, I want a relationship, but like screw marriage.
Yeah.
Then obviously, what's the end goal? You're just gonna move in together.
Yeah, you're just gonna move in together. You move in together, and then you realize when you move in together that you're like that is such an intimate experience, right? And in that intimate experience, you realize you don't really like your partner that much, right? And I feel like that's a very common thing, especially with COVID. Was like moving, you know what I mean? Like moving for COVID or moving for reasons or moving for whatever, so that you can be with your partner, you know, and sometimes often across state lines. And people are also like meeting people that are from other states, moving in with them. And it's like, yeah, I think that's become kind of an epidemic in relationships, especially, you know, our age. But I think, I don't think she did anything wrong. I think she followed her heart, and then it was just wrong.
There are a couple theories about this song that, according to the song or the story from the girl, they moved to Texas. Everything seems fine for a second. Then the boyfriend goes on a trip with his family or his dad, and then after he comes back, that's when the note happens. They don't have anything in common. So one theory is that they moved. His family was just like, "What are you doing? Like, who are you with? Like, why are you with this person?" The other theory is he didn't invite her to come. He just told her, "Hey, I'm moving to Texas." And it was kind of like I'm coming too, babe. I love you.
Got it.
Have you ever been in one of those situations where you're not being direct enough and you're trying to let them down easily?
Yep.
So then you extend the relationship longer than you should have.
Yep. 100%. I've been there. And I think that like, that just stems from communication. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe they're not compatible because maybe they are actually compatible, but maybe they're just not talking. They're not communicating. And because they're not talking and communicating, like, how can you have a healthy relationship without talking to your partner? Like, if you don't want them to move, be like, hey, I don't think you should move. You know what I mean? Like
that's a big decision.
That's a huge decision, especially when it's like halfway across the country. Like, what?
You know, if we're gonna assume that, say, Gen Z or Gen Alpha, they're on their phones all the time. They never go out. They don't like going to bars. They don't like drinking as much. We could probably also assume they don't like confrontation as much. They don't like have the same level of social skills. So when it comes to breaking up, it might be a situation where instead of just saying, "I'm breaking up with you,"
oh, totally,
because we're not meant to be, and I want other things, they just say, "Hey, like, I've loved our relationship. I love everything about you, but I'm moving to Texas."
I think that that's totally true. I think that happens a lot. I think that, I think it's a younger generation thing too.
Imagine you tell your girlfriend that you don't want to be with anymore. "I'm moving to Texas," thinking that's going to be the end of the relationship. But no, she throws you a curveball. "I'll drop my entire life and come with you."
Oh my God. I'd be like, damn it.
You're like, now what?
Yeah, I think that this generation 100% is afraid of confrontation. I myself, when I was young, was afraid of confrontation 100%. And I think as I've gotten older, I've realized that you have to have some form of confrontation in order to have a healthy and successful relationship. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad it's going viral though. I think it's good. I think what she did is genius, and it's funny and comedic and real and raw. And shout out to her. That's awesome. Congrats to her.
There is something too with just art that is not
Real.
perfect.
Oh,
and
100%.
super specific, where you can't help but relate to it,
Yeah. I mean, I
Whereas-
think that's the thing that a lot of people go through, you know?
and it makes it more unique. You know.
Of course, but it's so unique and it's so specific that it can relate to actually more people. Sometimes if you leave things broader, it's like it's not necessarily. It's like even though there's no one that lived that exact situation, there's a lot of people that lived a similar situation that's almost more relatable, you know, which is interesting.
Makes sense. Speaking of confrontations, I have a story. Chapel Roan is back in the news,
Oh,
For
I think I saw this.
confronting paparazzi on the red carpet.
Yeah.
So did you hear about the first confrontation?
I heard about the first one where she was complaining about fame.
She had an issue where she was telling a photographer, she was yelling at a photographer, I think it was at the Grammys,
Okay.
and he told her, he was yelling like F you or something, and I don't know, she got angry and on the red carpet. So my question to you is, if these like younger stars that are becoming famous, is this the thing where it's just harder to handle, or is it just like you could just be a musician before and now
Yeah.
you just have to do all these things like constant 24/7 feeds where it just like gets to you and melts your brain, and
Yeah.
finally someone's treating you like you're a zoo animal on a red carpet and you just snap?
Mm.
Or is this just a very rude paparazzi? Because this is, it's becoming a pattern a little bit. Or maybe it's just a gimmick. Maybe it's like I'm just gonna fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chaperone's an unbelievable artist. I think she's insanely talented. She's one of the few artists that are out right now that's actually truly genuinely like honest. You know what I mean? Like she's really making music that's like honest and true and original, and she has a vision, which I think is amazing. So I don't want to tear down her artistry at all, but I think there's two different ways to think about it, right? There's the way that is like, okay, you're an artist, and artists are just musicians, you know what I mean? Like they're not politicians. But then there's also like this like kind of like civil duty that comes with, I think, being famous and influential.
Yeah, because you are it's a red carpet event. It's not,
There's cameras.
it's not the same as paparazzi,
And I think like when you try to become famous and you want to be a star, like you're signing up for, like you got to know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like you recognize what the good and the bad of that is, And I think like you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like I don't think that's like that's not really fair. Like obviously there's going to be crappy people. Like that paparazzi guy, yeah, he probably was rude. And he probably was saying something mean, and she probably did feel that way. But then at the same time, it's also kind of like, this is you're a star. Like this is what comes with being a star. And it's like kind of like one of those things where it's like everybody, I think there's like this, especially in like the younger generation, I think there's like this, it's kind of like an entitlement thing where they believe in, I think maybe it's just like a human thing. Maybe it's not a Gen Z generational thing, but it's like where they think that they're deserved to be treated a certain way. And obviously there's a certain level of things, but it's like a lot of people want the thing that they always want, but they don't want the bad things that come with it, or they don't want to do the work to get there, So it's like, I think in this case, it's like you're a star. There's things that come with being a star. That's cameras, rude paparazzi, people that are trying to bother you, trying to annoy you. But hey, keep your head on straight, keep your mental toughness, and just keep moving. That's my thought, to be honest. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's hard to be famous nowadays.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's always been hard, but I think
So many cameras.
It's
Every
almost
move.
you almost go from extreme isolation to then like overwhelm noise and people trying to get your attention,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot to get used to at first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember just getting so much anxiety. You're in like the green room and it's just you and your team, and then you're walking through the club or you're walking through the festival, and all of a sudden you can barely like walk through a crowd.
Yeah.
It can almost give you anxiety, like almost give you like a panic attack at first, you know?
Right.
And I have been on red carpets before, and the thing that she is not worried about, but experiencing is you get there, the cameras are like flashing at you, and then they're like yelling your name, like Chapel over here, Chapel over here, over here, over here.
Yeah.
But you're actually far away from them, and they're behind a camera.
So you can't see.
So
them.
it's like it's not a real human interaction. Like you don't even see their face half the time. It's like who is saying what? I have no idea, and I don't know. I could understand why it's a stressful situation. It's like it's almost like an athlete. Like you just have to like get thick skin and the endurance, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm a true professional. Like this is nothing for me now.
Yeah.
But like when you first do it, like I remember my first red carpet and being like, oh crap, here we are. Like this is
real.
This is intense. And then in reality, it's all BS.
Yeah, I mean, just like most of the music industry is. I mean, just like the entertainment industry in general.
It's like all in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's all created up there, bro. And it's like when you master this and you master your mind and your confidence and you master that and you can control that, you run into so many less problems. But I mean, it's I mean, it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of ego. It's a little bit of like, you know, obviously this is her first like blow up year. So she's probably experiencing things that are like insane, things that I've never experienced. So I mean, I'm sure she's going through a lot mentally too.
And we live in an attention economy. So it's like all of these photographers, they're yelling at you because if they get the right photo, then they make money. And this is how they pay their bills.
Yeah, right. They're just doing their jobs.
So whether this photographer actually was cussing at her or saying something, you know, derogative on purpose, he's thinking, I have to get this shot.
Yeah.
What can I say to get her attention?
Yeah, totally.
And then it's like he said the thing to press her button. Now it's a story. And for him, if anything, it probably makes it better for him unless they ban him or something from these events. But
yeah, he probably makes more money now. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of a mind flip, actually.
It's almost like when you know that kid and you bully him and you make fun of him in a certain way and you see it gets under their skin, and then it just makes that guy just want to bully them for the whole school year.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, there's Chapel Roan. I'm going to get under her skin. Like every red carpet, I'm going to be there. Front row.
Oh, my God. Yeah, if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, that's all you got?
Maybe they're homies.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's like, I'm going to milk this for stories.
Maybe
this is going to be a saga.
Maybe it's all planned out. That's also another thing. It could be true.
Like nothing's real, you know? Like what is real anymore?
You don't even know what to believe, really. It's crazy. Wow. That's a good one.
Okay, moving on.
You got one more?
Yes, I have more. Don't worry.
Ooh.
Don't you worry, little head.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a crazy story. I don't know if you heard of this story. AI chatbot pushed a teen to kill himself, off himself. A lawsuit against his creator urges. So this is a 14-year-old kid.
Oh my God, that is so sad.
We're at this age now with AI chatbots, and he had this relationship with this chatbot, and then
He was in a relationship with the chatbot.
sexual relationship, but also just confiding in it. And here's the twist that I didn't realize until I read the story. The chatbot was Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. So that it was meant to emulate the mother of the dragons.
Wow.
So we're really entering this really weird age. Like
Whoa.
2024 imagine being 14 and you're watching HBO and these people are larger than life.
Man.
And now you think you're talking to this character and you're in love with them and you
Genuinely believe it.
right.
Wow. That is crazy. So is the story that he just
Yeah, it says
what was
from,
said
and this
or
is in
something?
Tallahassee, Florida. In the final moments before he took his own life, 14-year-old took out his phone and messaged the chatbot that had become his closest friend.
That is so sad.
For months, he had become increasingly isolated from his real life as he engaged in highly sexualized conversations with the bot, according to a wrongful death lawsuit filed in a federal court in Orlando this week. The legal filing states the teen openly discussed his suicidal thoughts and shared his wishes for a pain-free death with the bot, named after the fictional character Daenerys Targaryen from the television show Game of Thrones.
Wow.
On February 28th, he told the bot he was coming home and it encouraged him to do so. I promised I would come home to you. I love you so much, Danny. Oh, okay. I forgot. Danny, like Daenerys Targaryen.
That's what he said to the.
Yeah, that's what he said to the chatbot. I love you too, the bot replied. Please come home to me as soon as possible, my love. Wow.
Crazy.
So yeah. Wow.
Crazy. That is
We're in a new age.
That is insane on so many levels. I can't even like wrap my brain around. It's really sad that a 14-year-old kid felt like he needed to chat with a chat bot.
And now
his closest friend. It's really sad.
as adults who's getting older and thinking about expanding your family or starting a family and worrying about iPod or iPad kids or how much internet access do I give them, or do I let them have phones, or I let them have smartphones? And now we have to worry about AI chatbots that are designed to be these characters that they can be obsessed with.
Yeah, and they can like dramatically mold the brains of like, you know what I mean? Like change the thinking. I think that that's like a really scary thing too. It's like somebody at that age is so innocent and so like looking for direction as well. You know what I mean? And to think that these AI bots will sometimes even direct them more than their actual parents will.
Yeah, and I think
That's crazy.
problem with it for a young man or just a young person in general is the isolation of it,
Yeah.
because you're spending all your time developing your social skills with something that's not real.
Yeah.
And it's probably only giving you surface level answers. You know, it's probably not picking up on any hints like, oh, I think this person's depressed, I should probably call this hotline or something like this.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you have less and less friends because you're just spending all day on your phone on this chatbot.
Yeah, that's a vicious cycle. That's a vicious cycle. Wow, that's one of the crazier stories I think I've heard this like whole year. That one is like, I mean, we're gonna start to see a lot of these stories come out too, I think. You know? It's gonna be like, I don't know.
We're going to have just areas of our house that are just Amish. This is the Amish part of our house. I'm going to lock everything else away.
Wow.
Technology, internet access.
I mean, it's real things to think about. I mean, I always believe that the pendulum always swings back. We always talk about that in music, how the pendulum always swings back. I hope that maybe even that happens a little bit in society as well. We're becoming so synthetic and so pulled away from reality that like, I hope that there's like, because with VR and all these other AI, everything is synthetic, everything's robot, everything's technology. I hope that the pendulum maybe, and it's possible that the pendulum could swing back to more reality and more human touch.
More farms.
Yeah, just grow some corn.
You live on a farm, right?
I would be super down to live on a farm. I'm not even kidding. I'd definitely do that. That sounds fun. Sounds like a good time.
All right, moving on. I got more for you.
Hit me. What do you got?
I know I got you too sad over there.
No, that was a deep one. What else you got? We went from girl making a funny song to that.
So I thought this story was pretty wild.
Okay.
You know, full disclosure, I used to work at Abercrombie and Fitch for
Wow.
like a week.
Wow, I worked at American Eagle. That was my first
I
job.
worked at Hollister too.
Wow.
I worked at Hollister longer. But the former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO charged with trafficking over a dozen victims, prosecutors say.
Wow.
And when I first saw this headline, I was thinking maybe this guy was just having parties. Maybe he was just like having prostitutes.
Like a Diddy
No,
situation.
they were making it seem like this was a whole ring that was going on since 2008.
Wow.
He had multiple people involved in and not only that he was promising, and these are all men as far as I know reading this article, like young men, promising them this will further your modeling career or start your modeling career. Pretty wild.
That's crazy. Wow.
Says former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries and 2 others were arrested Tuesday as part of a criminal investigation into the alleged trafficking of more than a dozen victims. His partner, Matt Smith, third man Jim Jacobson, are accused of operating an international sex trafficking prostitution business that recruited young men for parties in the U.S. and abroad. Yep.
Dang,
pretty
dude.
wild.
Dude, that is crazy. I mean, there's been a lot of like really sketchy stuff with Abercrombie. There was like some racial stuff that they did as well.
And also, what's with the deal with Cat Williams just saying 2024, everything's coming to light. All of a sudden, it's just like Diddy, Abercrombie and Fitch, this person.
He did call it, yeah.
How did he know? What is it about this year?
Election year.
I guess, but
It's always
just,
election year.
these people have been running it since 2008. Like, why now?
What happened in 2008?
What? the crash?
An election.
No. That's just when they were running it since. I'm saying, imagine you've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
It's just wild that all this is coming out.
Oh, like right
at the
now.
same
Yeah.
time. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think like they're like, while we're getting this guy, we might as well get this guy too. It's in the news cycle right now.
but then it just feels rigged. Like they've known about it longer.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
It's like while everyone's distracted about Puff Daddy, let's
get this guy. That's crazy. I mean, Abercrombie, like I said, there's been a few things about them that's been a kind of, I mean, their clothes are, I mean, they're obviously a very successful brand. They're one of the ones from that era, like the American Eagles, Hollisters, like that sort of like that fashion movement that actually is still somewhat relevant.
I'm wondering and hoping too that I think as we go into this new era of just everything online, everything so quick, it's going to be harder and harder for people to pull these kind of things off. Whereas like in 2008, you just have text messages. You can say, hey, 16-year-old hot guy from Abercrombie, come to this party. I'll fly you out. Don't worry. I'll hook you up with some modeling gigs later. And it's easier to keep under wraps.
Yeah,
totally. Now it's like someone's going to film on their phone. They could be recording you on like a tiny microphone. So maybe this is just the era, like, okay.
Maybe it's everything. It's like all that era where everything that was happening in that time is now it's just coming out. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like that's the cycle of it.
Like we just have to clean up this era. This era is over.
Get rid of all these guys. Get rid of all this bull crap. Don't not monetize me. Get rid of all this stuff and just literally just try to move on. But I it's sad. It's sad. I mean you can kind of feel it though. Like I don't know, even in the branding and certain things, like there's signs that the CEOs may have thought some interesting things, or things of note. But wow.
Yeah, and I will say too, when I worked at Hollister, I was probably like 15 or 16, and you would work your shift, and then they'd be like, okay, let's come to the back, and we're gonna like take photos, and we're gonna send it to the corporate people and see what they think, and if they liked you, then in their minds they're like, oh, we might give you modeling gigs or something.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine being in that situation when you're 15 or 16, and oh, the CEO likes you, he wants to fly you to X, Y, and Z, and you're just, oh my God, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be
And it's like, and they don't know any better. They're young, they're kids. They're just like, oh yeah, oh my God, it's my big break. And maybe they're from like Missouri or some random place, and like they're just like, it's gross. That these
Hopefully
guys take advantage of
these
that.
stories will be wake-up calls to parents as well too, of just it's not worth it for just your kids to just be thrown into these entertainment circles unsupervised.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things are going to keep coming out, you know. But I mean, hopefully it changes, and hopefully like the monitoring is, I think, a lot. People are a lot more aware now. There's a lot more monitoring happening. There's so many different ways to bust people. So the positive side of my brain would like to think that this stuff was like a phase, you know, or an era, things that happened during an era in time that won't happen anymore.
I think if you think you can get away with it and there's some sort of rich guys club, you know, they're probably throwing parties and bringing these young hot guys around. They're like, wow, like these guys throw crazy parties.
Yeah.
And then no one cares and they think they can get away with it. So
Yeah,
it's
and they
like,
just move on. Yeah.
It's just like a normalized thing. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
know that guy who throws these crazy parties with drugs and sex. I know that guy that throws these crazy parties with drugs and sex. What's the big deal?
Yeah, and then it just becomes normal.
And you're not going to rat each other out.
Of course. But the truth always comes out, man. It always does. Finds its way. Wow.
Well, I have one more story. It's completely on the lighter note.
Let's go to that one.
All right. So we were talking about Hollywood stuff the last episode. This is a new movie that just came out, Venom 3. I don't know if you've seen any of the other Venoms, but it looks
Venom
like
3 is out.
we
Marvel.
have another bomb that's happening. It's opening with 51 million. I think, let's go ahead and say,
Who's the star of this one?
this is Tom Hardy,
Okay.
great actor.
Amazing
People know
actor.
him as Bane from Batman.
Great actor.
So yeah, they had 10 days ago, the estimates, they said Venom 3 could open to as high as 100 million or as low as 70 million. The first Venom opened to 80 million. The second one opened to 90. But so far, it's opened to lower than 51 million. So it came in much lower than expected.
Wow.
So yeah, have you seen any of the other Venoms?
I think I saw the first one. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Spider-Man universe, obviously. I mean, I guess I'm not a huge fan because I haven't seen all the other ones. But it's interesting to see a lot of these movies bombing now. Because Joker, we talked about that one too.
Yeah, all these movies, they're hundreds of millions of dollar budgets, you know?
And then you have Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3, let's go.
That's like a super low budget that's just creative and funny and outside of the box. And that's crushing.
Do you feel this with any of your friends where there's almost like a nihilistic energy about entertainment right now? Or is it just because we're so close to the entertainment industry?
No. I can feel like I have a lot of friends text me and be like, hey, like, do you see all the things that are going on right now? Like, that's crazy. Like, it's not just people that are in the industry and that are in entertainment, the greater or entertainment adjacent. It's like everybody's talking about it, you know?
And what specifically are they talking about?
They're talking about the Diddy stuff. They're talking about sort of just entertainment as a whole. And then I'll talk to them about the music industry and where that's at. And but there's a lot of things that are coming out, I think, like you said before. So maybe just entertainment in general is like down.
I think maybe too, people are just
the entertainment stock is down.
People are just ready for whatever the new era is going to be.
Yeah.
So they're just like, all right, Venom 3, like, I already know
what's going to happen in this movie. There's going to be a guy, the thing is going to take over his body or whatever, and then he's going to fight some other guy. He's probably going to be like a reptile or some other villain, and then he's going to, it's like...
It's the form. We know the formula.
It's the same story.
Even though it's a different, this is the third Venom, but there's been a lot of superhero movies. Some work, Deadpool, Wolverine worked. I think maybe a reason why Deadpool and Wolverine worked because
they're more comedic.
It was a slightly different formula. I think what people are getting tired of is the formula.
Yeah.
I think the issue with like the Marvel stuff where they're like, we're going to give you 30 movies. They're all going to be the same formula. And we're just going to plug in a different character.
Yep. But I think Deadpool and Wolverine really worked. I mean, you have the superstar power, right? But it's like the two worlds colliding.
Different formula.
That's cool. And then it's also Deadpool is comedic, Comedy is up right now.
And same thing with Terrifier 3. I've only seen parts of the first one, but completely different formula. Like it's
but comedic.
not what you would expect.
Yes, it's and I think that that's going to be the thing moving forward is like, how do you disarm people's like guard? Like people's guards are up. And I don't know if that's the way that society is right now. Blame woke culture or whatever, you know what I mean? Like all of those things, everybody's guard is up, and like, or AI, everything you see is not real. Everything is like, is that real? Oh my God, I don't know. It's so looks real, but it's probably not. Like, so it's like everybody's guard is up and they don't want to believe anything that they see, and they don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again.
So do you have a lot of friends that their guard is up because of woke culture when it comes to movies? Like they're just like, I don't want to be preached to.
I think it's just that. I think there's people don't want to be talked to anymore. You know, people don't want to be sold anything. But I feel like that's how it's always been. I think just there's been so much overselling that's happened that it's like people now reject like, and like I think like as kids, you think about it, like the authoritative figure or whatever, like your mom or your dad or whoever is your authoritative figure says, don't do that. And you're a kid and you're like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? So, but then you do what your parents tell you not to do. So it's like, it's kind of like a human thing where it's like, if there's something that's so pushed on you, and then now you're already in the perception that like, oh, I can't believe everything I see. I can't believe everything I read. I can't subscribe to everything that I'm consuming. Then it's like, now you're going to reject the things that are, it's like, but it's like something like Terrifier 3 is great because it's organic. It's just like people going and people laughing, but like, I think that's why comedy is doing really, really well. Comedy's doing like all these movies are like dark, sad, Joker, Venom. Like they're like,
maybe that's a good point to why a Deadpool would work over Venom.
It's comedic.
Is the comedy is raunchier and it's a little bit edgier where they're pushing the boundaries, where I think I haven't seen Venom 3, but I saw Venom 1, I saw Venom 2. Definitely Venom 2 sucked. Like it wasn't very good. Yeah. But I think Venom 2 and a lot of these superhero movies, they're inside a box. And,
yeah.
And it's like everyone knows the lines that they're not going to color outside of.
Yeah, right.
So everyone just assumes that Venom 3 is going to be the same thing. And then
and then it probably is.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part is that they assume that it's going to be the same thing. And then they're like, then they hear, oh, it's the same thing. They're like, oh, I'm not going to go see that. But it's also like, there's a lot of things, we were just talking about this. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. So it's like, if I'm going to take my money that I earned at a job that maybe I don't like, you know, and then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to spend my disposable income on that. It's like, why would I want to consume something that's sad? You know what I mean? Like they talk about recession pop and like in music, it's like when times were sad, comedy and like in 2012, comedy and upbeat dance music was up because people wanted to consume happy things. They don't want to consume sad things because they're already sad in their daily life. It's like, oh my God, I'm sad in my daily life. Why do I want to go watch the Joker? That's like super depressing and such a downer. You know, they want to consume.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Deadpool doing the bye, bye, bye dance, you know?
That is true. I did enjoy him doing that dance.
I thought it was hilarious. We watched it together. It was great.
Saw it twice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you brought up the woke thing and people don't want to be preached to. So now for me, and I think a lot of people, they'll almost wait for the reviews.
Yeah.
And wait for someone they trust, their opinion, and be like, okay, is this going to be one of those movies that just tries to shove a message down my throat? And then they'll wait and see. I haven't seen that with Venom, so that's why I was a little surprised that it's doing so bad. I honestly was not expecting this headline of, oh, Venom 3 is bombing. I thought maybe it would just do like middle of the road. But you bring up a good point where if the economy's bad, now you're not just competing with other movies. You're competing just with people living.
Yeah. Right.
And what's worth it for them.
Bro, that's a whole new level of competition. Yeah. Like it's we go from like people's happiness levels and their like serotonin levels to like.
Because now the question is going to, do I need to spend money on this?
Yeah. Right.
And if the question is, well, I kind of feel like this is going to be similar to Venom 2 or Venom 1.
Yeah.
I don't really need to spend money. And like, they haven't really built up the story. Like if you saw Venom 2, like it's almost the most forgettable superhero villain movie, whatever you can think of. I'm sure you saw Venom 1.
Yeah.
But there's these characters, I don't know if it has to do with CGI a little bit too. When everything is CGI, it's hard to connect to the characters. There's no
Bro. And we talk about this with AI as well, right? Like AI, I think back in the days, like CGI and all these things were like, the movies was the only place you could see it because they were the only ones that could afford to create that type of, like, to utilize that technology. It was so expensive. But now with AI, you can create like Joe Biden petting a cat now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and that completely changes like the desensitization to like.
I think that's true too, because I think I was excited for Venom 1 coming out. I think there was a novelty of, oh, it's a villain. It's a movie about a villain, which we hadn't seen a lot of. There was here and there, but then it was also the CGI element of, oh, it's gonna wrap around his body, and they have this like buddy cop relationship to each other. And now by the time Venom 3 comes out, I don't know, 6 years later? I don't know when the first one came out.
Yeah.
Now the animation is like whatever to us.
Totally.
Like we're not impressed by the animation like at all, you know?
It's and I think that's the point. It's like now it's like, oh, okay, I've seen this before, but now people long for human connection. I mean, if you think about Deadpool and Wolverine, like like they have superpowers, but like it's still like it feels more human though. Like it's like even like it's like the interaction with the camera. Like think about that. Deadpool's always turning to the camera and like talking to the camera, and like there's a human aspect to it. It doesn't feel supernatural. Like it feels like all feels like a joke, and it's like a play on the human emotion. So I don't know. I didn't see Venom 2, and I obviously haven't seen Venom 3, but I would like to think, I'm assuming that it's probably very similar to every other sort of superhero movie in that world.
Yeah, and if we apply this to music, I think there have been a lot of hits this year in the last year or two.
Yeah.
That they worked on. They were like unexpected hits.
Yeah.
Because they went outside the formula.
Yeah. 100%.
Whereas, you know, me and you kind of are similar where we study pop music. We want to learn like, oh, how do they do this? They focus on the melody, or they focus on a core concept. They repeated it 3 times. They did this. You can go back to interviews of Flow Rider, and he's like, oh, I had exact formula.
Mm-hmm.
I would write all my songs the same.
Yeah.
And he was able to get like 12 hits out of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like people might be able to do that if it's a new sound.
Yes.
But I think we are entering an era where just formulaic pop is going to be harder to come by.
100%. And I think like we're going through like you look at it and you look at the grand scheme of it, right? And it's like people go on runs, right? But then it kind of always goes the same way. If you don't evolve and if you don't change, eventually people are like, I mean, I know what this is going to be. Like, I don't really care about this anymore. You know, there's obviously are some exceptions to the rule, right? But the grand majority of it is you have to evolve. You have to change. You have to like innovate and create what's next. Like for a certain amount of time, yes, you can kind of create a bunch of things in the same world because it's like, okay, people aren't sick of it yet. But eventually, if a song or a movie or whatever touches tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people, eventually, if they've listened to it 5 or 6 or 7 or seen it 5 or 6 or 7 times, they're gonna get sick of it, you know? You can't, and then it's overplayed, then it's not creative anymore. So then because of that, people are like, I know what this is, I don't really care. I'm gonna go find the next thing that is creative and that is innovative and that is challenging something, you know, and pushing the creative boundaries, I think.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Might be a good place to wrap it.
I think this is the end. We went on a run there.
Yeah.
That was great. We were spitting.
Over an hour.
Wow. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on Couch Commanders. My name is Eric from Sex on the Beach.
I am Matt from Cheat Codes.
And we are the Couch Commanders. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. Love you guys.
Peace.
Subscribe. Follow us
like
on
us.
everything. TikTok, YouTube. And that's it for now.
Yeah, that's it for now. We're going to grow it.
Yeah. Peace out.
Later.